There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Calling out people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents from there. The work of my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Clear body so make you I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And yes I know money, and more I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Calling out people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, the San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Calling out people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents from there. The work of my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Clear body so make you I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And yes I know money, and more I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Calling out people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, the San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, we are the best in Liberia. Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, it is the best around the world. And Sktv, indeed, we are, because why? We bring you all of the play-by-play descriptions of what's happening back home, without taking any side, because guess what? When the economy today, these kind of big book that the other people can use. Look, you see how unserious we are, right? To tell you now that the way of speaking has already entered into the legislature. Until today, the other, or what you may call, the other lawmakers were also speaking some charlatan or what he was saying. But anyway, people, to our common people in the market, our old man, our market old man, our women and so forth. For us, when we come here, we'll make it simple for you. Yeah, that's our job to do. We got to make it simple. In the simplest, you pass it the way you don't want to. You don't go to Digomboaka for Christmas. That means tell for Christmas. Ah, God. Thank God that these people are also confessing that they are me. Then you asking me for Christmas. Where will you eat them? But anyway, I will come to that. So when we come here, we don't want to, for me, I want to like about the Bible. If you read the Bible, it's true. Those kind of people that talk those kind of big talks, big words they put together. The Bible describes so many people as people who think that they know everything. They cajole you, they brainwash you, they think that in fact they are the best, they are the most educated people. That's how they claim. In fact, they feel that they know everything. They even know beyond God. That's so many people that how they behave. So the kind of people, when you read about them, you will know that they are the Pharisees. Yeah, the Pharisees and all these kind of things. But again, good evening, people. We've been working hard on our network. Let's share the show. Yeah, today is Thursday. Steve will be here with us. The show will be hot. Today is Thursday as usual. So the show will be hot. But again, it's good. It's good. Those BB books, people, you always have the woman. The I don't know, the multi banks or what kind of thing? Look, well, they're going to be interesting. What in the woman that in the market that doing a little better ball, selling a little okra and so forth. What did you know about charlatans and multi banks and all these kind of? What did she gonna do with all these things? Huh? What did the woman gonna do with all the? Look, if we're having one dialect, some of you don't understand today. If we're having one dialect in Liberia that we can speak, for some of us, what we're going to do? Speak our dialect straight to our people instead of confusing our people. Let them understand. Let them know exactly what we want, what we are saying. But if you say multi-banks, charlatans, all you can turn and they turn it. Oh man, I just get a bit confused. Well, I said the show, Robert, you laughing? Don't laugh. You kept popping in the small in Miami. The way George we are telling the country to Miami. I don't know which name the rescue government will give this country because we already in Miami. Then they're taking us from Miami to get us where? Oh God, that move people. That could be interesting. That's very interesting. Let's share the show first. Mon will soon be here with us. The rest of the team or the rest of the panelists will also join us here today. It's indeed interesting. So many things trending, national issues, whether it's politics, whether it's so many things. Yeah, whether it's the hardship, even though people are saying that the economy or in fact the bread and butter issue are being solved. I don't know about which way, which method that Senator Young Twain using. But again, Senator David did also say that every time when they go out there in the streets, what they hear from the people in the street that they are mean. And who are those people that are saying these things? They are own supporters. Because for us they already abandon us. For also, but everybody abandon. You know, they look these musicians. Sometimes when they post some of these songs, when they put it out, don't see it like a joke. They have this song. What kind of song is that? They abandon us. They use us, and I think Takunje. They use us, and so for us, we in the media. For us, we look like toothbrush to them. They can use us, then they dump us. So for us, they already abandon us. So that you people now that they're supposed to be from the wave, and they are complaining again about you people. But anyway, I'm being thank you too for always following this show. See, they want Jabo. The channel was some I don't know, I'm not seeing the channel like maybe the network is giving me some tough time here for my end, but I think the channel already entered still the social channel. Steve Bullet, CD One Jabo, and all of you Robert. Yeah, you know the country is not for us, but they abandon us. Or is that example was it? They abandon? Yeah, I think they abandon us. In fact, they even call us speech from us. So for us, it's okay. It's okay. Say the national cake is for only one group of people. It's for one person that they can that they don't want for other people. Pass the cake. It's okay. You know, that's a society. So that move. Chairman, I don't know whether you see me, but if I'm not really seeing you, I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's from my end. But if you're there, what's up?
My man, are you letting your guy in that country, man? You don't see me. You don't see me. Folks, let's share the show, yeah. Don't listen to the Melbourne man. Melbourne has someone, man. Don't listen to them. Share the show. We have a lot to talk about. We got plenty things to talk. Let's share the show. Melbourne, it feels good to be back though. On the show. I've been following, listening to you and Monk and other people. Folks, let's share the show. Maybe the assistant chairman will join us in a little bit. Just so you know, Monk officially has accepted the title, but not only that, he's been battling what the other guy need from what the guy need? Aliyu. Monk has been battling Aliyu. Because you see Aliyu that's decision for through their crooks. He wanted to come and take Monk position because Monk jokingly refused the position. I told Monk that day, I said, you don't refuse position in public. You don't know who watching or who looking. He said, we wanted a position. So we can get in a position for security reason. Yeah. So yeah, we couldn't get Sekou the assistant chairman position for social affairs. We couldn't give it to Mr. Kane. Sekou wanted the position. He applied a couple of times, tried to meet with the committee. We told him they get happy.
Seriously, the mayor, certain things were not in the main document. So we got to allow more.
The man decided that he will. Sekou wanted a position. Folks, Sekou call for men. Sekou more make yo and bring grandma in the thing or after it as scan again where. Yeah. Sekou want use CEO power and all kind of things. I said forget about that thing. That CEO power different on the social day. Yeah. the people say you are too conventional. Yeah, the social chairman got to be contemporary.
Still 1 minute or maybe 30 seconds more. Please check your system. The link been sent. Let me see my time here. 5.
But maybe what wrong with you? All I have been trying to honor my the assistant chairman position. What wrong with you? Because assistant chairman. Chris, what come here? You added around the assistant chairman? You like man? Chris, we say when Christmas people from the evil can know the evil they getting the social chairman running around, the assistant chairman running around.
That's why anything you say.
So you working with Sekou. The information we got on, you are working with Sekou. You are working with what the guy need before. Why any what other guy need? Aliyu, you're working with Aliyu. The honor man is the assistant chairman. It didn't work. We saw your Sekou. We looking at you. We looking at you.
Every position in this life, you got to negotiate and you got to soften the ground. You know, that's why I say the U.S. investment climate they talking. I said, but you're not better you. You're not softening the ground. You're not softening the ground for bring investor to do what?
We'll discuss that. Let's share the show, folks. Let's share the show. Folks, quickly want to get into a social issue so we can have more time to discuss the politics. We do. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth, and the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. let's get straight to the social issue quickly. Yeah, there's the vice chair is here. The vice chair is here. The man is here. When the man entered the building, you already know. Mom, what's up? The great mom, what's up? Mom, what are you laughing for? You fooling, man. So the vice chair position, what you want on man on work that easily. But maybe what's up with the screen? Look at our faces are covering. I don't know. Oh, okay. Let me see. Thank you, Mabel. Okay. I think it's better now. Yeah, much better now. Thank you. Yeah. So, folks, let's share the show. Let's get quickly to the social issue, because I think that's where most of our people are engaged from. Let's get to the social issues quickly. Mabel.
Sorry, guys. Now I can hear you, folks.
What's up, man?
Well, not much. I'm doing great. Ready to rock and roll for the next 2 hours. Let's say hour and 45 minutes, because we are 19 minutes past the hours already. So we're ready to go. I'm ready. I'm all set.
Wonderful. How's the weather?
Well, the weather is a little bit mild. We're in the fall now. Don't forget the last day for summer was September 23rd. And you know, Minnesota, we are already in the coldest region in the country already. So when it's cold now, morning and evening time, you see that little foggy, and your car windshields are getting a little, start getting blurry. So you should know that you're in the fall, and the cool season, the winter season will soon be here. But we are in the fall technically. But at least the temperature have been dropping, and we're talking about like lower 50s, top 40s in our range. Where we are in.
So that time of the year, I understand all the men got to make peace, eh?
Oh yeah, you got to start recruiting right now, because in the winter time, you don't hustle during winter. You make you throw cable before winter, then so that when the winter comes, you can only make phone call. If you don't recruit and we hit November or December, trust me, you're on your own. That's Minnesota.
The social chair that kind of makes you leave and go get position.
No need for them to even certain ground. I think
that kind of makes you leave and get position to second or leave. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. Second, who opposition to the social committee. And you that when you all man. Yeah, been to better what's up, mama. The chairman, the chairman, uno vice chairman, the mayor. It won't bother me ready anytime. I'm and chairman, thing what they get going on, running behind each other, guy and dog. We're talking about serious man, social chairman and the vice chair. We are ever ready. But folks, something caught my attention, Monk. I don't know if you can help me with this on the social issue.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading the news, and these few days, there was a lady that passed away in Liberia. Yeah, Jagonti, more than me, more too strategic, leader story, more strategic in the area, in the business area, too good. So the Baba, I get me talking, I get it from the man is okra, a custom, everything, leave there. And when I get to the issue, my advice are being close to, let me tell you, today on a social level, I beg you, I'm on a people, don't check. I beg you. More wrong operation, I say you be sleeping for you, mind the money, finish selling you. Forget it. Socially, the men do correct. So the people then talking, like, hey, that rabble, that people then talk getting here. By the way, Monk, there's a new thing I'm seeing in Liberia. I see it even among the comedians. It's a little scary. It's confusing because that's not part of our culture and our tradition, though. They got a new thing. They'll put, they'll put things in their nose and put white arches on their faces and call themselves the other person died in Ghana. When the person died like this, the person died like this. I don't understand what the trend is, but apparently there was a lady that did it, I think, a week or two ago, and she passed away. Why are our people getting into other people's culture and tradition thing that they are doing in the country, especially identifying yourself like their body while you are living?
I don't get it. People are so desperate for this validation and attention that they will do literally anything. Most of the things you see on social media these days just for, like I said, validation purposes, and it make no sense because even the algorithm on social media say comment, like, and share. It never told you to investigate or to do research to know what's happening. You just got to go with the trend. Now the trend is the logic. Whether it makes sense or not, you could literally shit in a plastic bag and pull in your hair and say it's a challenge, and everybody's not shitting in bag and putting in their hair. Whether it makes sense or not. So just understand that the current generation and the algorithmic generation, that's how they operate. People want to like, share, and comment. Matter of fact, in some for most people, it's even kind of for they monetize it so that they can get a little bit of stipend or compensation from social media. So some people, it's not only about the madness, it's all about how they can gain popular attention. And don't forget to, they get companies that are very strategic. You know, they call clickbait. You know, even the news, the media, the goal is not to put the right information out there. The goal is to pick people's attention and curiosity, because it will be more clicks, and more clicks mean more advertising. More advertising mean more revenue. So not only individuals doing it, even businesses and the media also supporting this thing. That's why we got the AI about and these short little video. Because if you are talking, take for example in America now, when you are talking about complex issue of policy and somebody made 30-second video, tell me, why can you understand from a 30-second video on a complex or legislative matter that would take you maybe a week just to read a bill or some kind of information, doing research? So that's just the new generation we find ourselves in. There's nothing you can do about it. People will keep doing it. Like I said, it's all about clicks, it's all about likes, it's all about share and monetization. So we can't do nothing.
Yeah, I don't get it though. And as people think that it's joking, they think that it's funny, or the thing that is something to make joke out of. But it's let me say this though. Let me say this to all of us. The life we live, you know, it's not a physical life. You know, there's some spiritual things involved with it. For those of you who read the Bible talks about, you know, the day got nothing to do with the life, the dead got nothing to do with the living, and so forth. Why wouldn't you want to be living and identify yourself as a dead person? Why? What is the purpose? What is the aim? Let me say this. Me personally, that's why I don't do wear all black. I don't do that. When you're doing your all black affairs, I will wear a different color with a black pants or black shirt. I'm not wearing all black because we know the universal dress code for funeral, burial, or whatever it is, either all white or all black. So I don't do all that all white, all black. I'm not part of that thing, because I don't want to send mixed signals and mixed messagings around here. But I see you guys passing around when you're wearing all black. But in the same thing, you can wear all black when you go over somebody's burial or when there is death in the family or so forth. I don't invoke the funny spirits around me. I don't get involved with that. For a grown man or grown woman to go and sit down and put tissue in their nose, cover their face white.
Steve, why are you talking about that? I think one time we had a conversation on this same platform.
I just don't get these things, man.
About women that when they are carrying on their baby shower, they naked themselves and put their belly on social media, and you got men that will be on their knee holding the stomach. I mean, like absolutely almost naked, except for their center body and maybe the breast cover up. But you want to ask yourself, like, what is the logic to this? That a woman, right? You know how essential, or let's just say how sacred the whole issue of a child, right? Most especially a child you are yet to bring into this world, but at least you are anticipating bringing a child. Why would you want to take a picture almost naked with your belly showing, and then you get your boyfriend or your husband, and they got foolish men that was signed up for this thing, and you take picture just to put it on social media? It's the same old thing. Because logically, when you're talking about, like you said, Africa, we believe in spirituality and tradition. We know these things. We know the implications that they carry. Even when it comes to baby naming ceremony, these things were done sacredly, right? They were never exposed. But why you think a pregnant woman that is on the verge of giving birth will naked herself, take picture only to expose her belly on social media?
Yeah.
It's a simple thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me tell you.
And no belly then they can be exposing and not even find self.
Yeah.
Ugly, big, cock belly, looking funny. I don't understand you guys' problem. And you are right, Monk. And they do all these things when you say they get vexed, but who does that? And then let's look, the women who don't make me vexed because they try to honor man and say and take out the clothes in public. But my brother, how dumb can you be for you to allow the woman that you then your man as well just take out your clothes both of you and stay in public? Why you can be covering your breasts and other part of your body? Why you can be wasting time covering the parts? Saying you want to be public affairs minister or you want to be public person, then just naked yourself in the public. Oh, that's the best way to get publicity. You know, you won't get publicity, naked yourself in the public. Even the police or the authority will come there. It's like in America, they'll say that public indecency will come there. You get the attention of everybody, you will go viral really quick. Or you won't be crazy. Let me give you some tips and some strategies to be crazy so that you can get attention. You want to get attention? Just take out your clothes and walk in the street. Take out your clothes and walk in the street. You will get attention from everybody. Oh, you stop looking for likes and attention. Just take out your clothes. That's the fastest and the easiest way. Since you don't get this thing in your brains, that everything you see people doing, you don't even know why the Ghanaian people or other people do those things. You don't know what they are doing these things for. That Jomo or the other person died in Ghana, and when the other person dies, see people then who are respected and all passing around putting things they know. The day you die because you are foolish. Yeah.
And the thing about the Ghanaian have a tradition. The Ghanaians have the tradition like the ancient Egyptian, where they believe when you dead, they must celebrate. They don't grieve during death. Even though you see people crying, but the Ghanaians, like the ancient Egypt or ancient Egyptian, they believe that you are going into the next world. They believe that when you are born, it becomes a problem. When you are dead, that's when you are moving on, because our default setting, we are spirit. According to the Ghanaian, we are spirit living in the human body. So we are already in the spiritual mode, our default setting. So when you die, death is not death in their view. That's why things that you did in your life, if you're a carpenter, they make your casket like a shoe, right? When, like I say, you're a policeman, they decorate their casket based on your specialty, whether you are a policeman or firefighter. They will carve the coffin in a way that exemplify your lifestyle. That's how they build their casket. So they will put these people, when they are celebrating, they will put you in like a chair, dress you in some Ashanti or something like gown attire, and you see the dead body sitting with the people like he's alive, but actually he's dead. That's their cultural thing. In the case of Labrador, we cannot make the same argument because that is not our culture. But you know, like I said, it's all about the Facebook thing, so they could care less on understanding the tradition and the culture. So that's
and it's very unfortunate. It's very sad. But hey, guess what? A lot of people will follow the trend or whatever it is. But like I said, me personally, maybe if you start to watch your life or pay attention to certain things, it will help you a lot. Stop letting people tell you to wear all black. Talking about all black and fair, all white and fair, all the other fully one. No, we're not going to do that. I will wear black trousers on and wear a different shirt or different color. I'm not identifying all black or all white. No, I'm not going to do that. Because I'm not going to any kind of barrier that a universal dress code when people are dead. At a universal dress code.
Yeah, black.
Yeah, black. At a universal dress code when people are dead. Yes, you know that. So from the time I started to understand myself, understand one or two things, I took those into account and said, no, I'm not going to be dressing like this. No, I'm not going to do that. When I'm going to a funeral, I could wear all black because I know that is a universal dress code and that's what it takes. There is time for everything under the sun. Even your dress code, there's places that you're supposed to dress or whatever it is. Yes, that's why when you start dressing like you go into the club while you go into the church, some all get problem with that. You're sending mixed messaging and mixed signals. You don't know that? How do you be dressing like you go into the church and you dressing like you go into the club? When they tell you, they say, oh, God said, my count as we are. Then why don't you just can your birthday suit now? Can your birthday suit do? Same God said, then that's it. Come as you are. That's how you were born. I can't do that. So some of these little tips and these small things good to take into consideration and so forth. And for those of you who can organize a birthday party or whatever it is, and you start making them take trouble, and you start telling them, someone, especially on this side, they will organize a birthday, then they get you to expensive restaurant, and they say everybody might pay for themselves. Let me say this, like your birthday yet, you not get a problem with it. But start telling what to wear, what kind of restaurant to go to. If you're not paying for it, you're not buying the clothes for me. So I'm not going to wear what you tell me to wear. I'm a grown man. You're not coming to tell me what to wear on that one day. I will come. The fact that I even take all my time to come to your birthday to celebrate you should be respected. For you to start telling me to dictate to me what I sort of wear they want and wear all this for my event, then and we go into the other restaurant. Excuse you. Are you paying for it? Are you paying for it? You guys have made most of the young getting now broke. And then some of our young sisters then broke today, the passing around, they gotta get go up and other things because they demand the pressure too much on the girls. So I beg you, just stop the foolishness, be humble, and live a good life. Maybe anything socially before we go?
Well, let me just add up to the two of you quickly. Then, yes, the only social news is that our brother who faced with the issue, before we used to say that way, but now we have men who face with issue too also. So yes, our brother from Nimba County, his issue has still been the same. It hasn't been resolved. That means his situation. Yeah. So that before the you say that before the you say
see that the problem. Maybe on the problem. I beg you. See that the problem. Don't confuse the general. Don't confuse the masses. You say who our brother issue settled. What are you talking? What's going on?
He talk about the men that got forever, or the men are standing up forever. That's what he meant.
A lot of men are standing up forever. I've been standing up forever. You monk been standing up forever. We've been standing for the truth. So we need to know what's going on. Stop saying standing up forever, gentlemen.
The men who have something to do with 3 women in the same house and 2 brothers went and put something on him that he think can calm down.
What thing can calm down? What is it? Thing can calm down?
My man, don't bring me to.
No, Melbourne. Me hold you there. No, man, let me hold you there. People are listening to you on the radio. We're supposed to inform and educate our people. Stop. Look, and that's small children that you're dealing with. Melbourne, please give us the information. If you're not going to get the information, we can skip it. But don't be doing that.
No, but the information been around for a little time, and so
okay. So why is scared of talking?
So we still have to inform our people that.
Why is scared of talking information? Get the information, brother.
The man who allegedly involved with some pennies or how you may call situation, his thing still the same, even though he went Guinea, and the people carry him Guinea to do some traditional stuff, or that don't work. So they had to bring him back in Nimba. So as far as we are concerned, I think that the New Social knew that really on my hand.
So what thing happened? Him back, everything says or what?
The men still the same.
So wait a minute. Before we go further, wait. So the Liberians couldn't make it. So our zone and our people. So we got a bunch of useless zone in the country. They can take it up. So that would dissolve the whole zone crap that we got going on in that country. That would dissolve the whole zone thing that we got. Because even yesterday, Zanza Kawa was sick. How you can be so you be sick? What's going on? So that we got no zone thing going on in that country. Just stop passing around wasting our time. We can officially announce here that our whole zone thing there, they might not say no budget to them in the next budget. Let them cut it off because they not got nothing going on.
Yeah, that's no essential spending.
Yeah, we're not going to waste our time. When we put our ass together and we review them again, put our men spending down, then we can look into putting them behind the budget. But for now, they will not be in the budget because it's the thing that they fail on it. So they send the man Guinea and say they don't work in Guinea too. They're not working in Guinea too. But yeah. Mama do Dumia must be in problem in Guinea because
Guinea, he survived in Guinea. No, I don't think.
I mean, Liberian folks in other news, the zones in Liberia and Guinea are useless.
No, the men are getting a real referral. I think the recommendation of where the problem is coming from because they got people that can solve that. Maybe they're not getting the.
No. Maybe like a more like this. I know you want pull your. You want to try to make a case for your zone, so you can put it in the budget. We understand your level. We understand where you are headed. But when I'm
they're taking pay though. Steve, you're right. They're taking pay every month.
The zones, and I don't know if they call them zones and bodos or whatever.
Zones and bodios.
The zones and bodios. They are blanket useless people from what we are getting in other news. The zones and bodos or whatever you call them, they are useless people. Nothing going on with their lives. So please, we're going to call the lawmakers officially that they should not put them in the budget. My man, can you imagine your job? You don't come.
You get people match about because match about for now internal affairs ministry now where those zones and the those falls on.
But then we don't close match about on the department down. So why they confront that other lady yesterday? That lady can be on Facebook causing to her knee. Who? She was yet making laws in America. Said she did one, she that one. All of them running around looking for small government job, talking about your foolishness. Well, then she can be on closing argument with other jokers. What name, man? She was here in New Jersey, there passing around. She was on school. You can know that, and that's where manner people they just gallivanting from a bunch of questionable character group of people.
Fatimanta something.
I don't know what it is, but they need to close the department down. They need to close it down. They need to close it down.
All the social issue you call your most one important social issue because we got another Hakimi in the form of a Nigerian billionaire and the movie actress Regina Daniel. Even though it happened out of the country, but it carries some it's something that I follow.
Assistant Chairman, hold on now, you'll get to that, but let me answer this guy. Real Pro. Let me say it to you. I don't go behind the hall to talk. The Zos, the Bodos or Bodus or whatever you call them, they are useless. I stand by what I say. I say, go call your Zopa or your Zoma or your Zo enter your Zo family member. I don't give a damn. I don't have them. I don't have them. What I say. And if the traditional people feel that what I said on the radio, it is wrong against them, then they can quote. They are useless. The fact that they can't do their job. When you can't do your job, you are useless. That means, say, hey, I'm talking about my own money, get more. Go tell your own. They are useless. That means even the tradition is useless in Liberia. I say it because they have used the tradition in Liberia to corrupt people. Almost all your traditional people are corrupt. What has your tradition done for you in that country? Tell me one good thing the Liberian tradition has done to benefit the Liberian people. Tell me. You brought Joseph Boakai, calling him a traditional man, whatever. He's a serious criminal or liar and a cop. And you want to talk foolishness. You can't part of that your crap, eh? You can't settle down for foolishness, eh? You really think that settle down for that crap you got going on in our country? Bunch of useless people doing useless things.
So let me just tell the people that
I get back to Reginald Cannon, man. Here, man. You can't be afraid of useless, eh? You can't be afraid of useless thing you got going on in our country called tradition. Your serial minded group of people.
Well, when person Steve, that recording here, people
let's go to more bring our conversation in here. Fooling people and you'll be defending crazy people.
The reason I brought that conversation because it's been buzzing over the internet. I mean, for the past almost a week now, that a video surfaced of Regina Daniel that she was abused. That somehow she was at her husband's place because he don't forget she's a sixth wife because he's a traditional Nigerian and he's rich. I mean, or they call him Ned Wonko. He worth $1.5 billion. He into oil and gas. He into real estate. He into automobile sale in Nigeria. So his portfolio is very diverse. But he practiced as a lawyer in London before moving back to Nigeria. And he's a smart guy. He understands in Nigeria, even though more people don't follow the story, he understands in Nigeria that Nigeria is a federal republic. And every state got different laws. He understands when it comes to marriage in Nigeria, the traditional wedding. That's why he wed them traditionally. He don't go by the Western style because all his properties are in his name. Even the one he would claim to give to his wife, he still keep them in his name. So she came out with this video. Apparently, like when you look at the whole thing, if you really smart and pay attention, it like she want to build out. She want to get out of marriage. But she noticed that when she leave the marriage, she going with nothing. Because everything is in his name and he married all of them traditionally. This guy is a smart guy. You cannot be a dummy and be a billionaire. More apparently a lawyer, and now he's a sitting senator. He's from Delta State. He understands the law. He posts everything in his name. He married them traditionally. And then when it's time to walk out, matter of fact, one of the things he said was he didn't marry her out of love. He married her out of his family pressure because he said he had to marry somebody from their state or from their town. And she was one of those that came from the same state or the particular district that he lived in, Delta State, so he was forced to marry her. But one thing he said, because she's not into love, she only into the soft life, you know, the money, the benefit, that before they can even have sex, she would get drunk. So you know what he said? When she showed the video, they said, but you drunk, because I know anytime we get into any sexual activity, because she feel that he too old. She's not comfortable even having sex with him. But then the question you ask, why would you want to marry the someone? It can only be for the financial benefit. It can only be for the soft life. That's why you marry him. So the guy said, no, she acting drunk. So when you see that video surfacing online, because before we can even have sex, she will get drunk. Then when you are under the influence of alcohol, this is how you behave. And then when I did my further research, it tells you that we keep saying this show, the difference between men and women, we are wired differently when it comes to the biology. The dad, irrespective of Ted Wongo's wealth, the dad refused for his daughter to get married to him. Because he almost like 45 years. They got married when she was 20. And now he almost like, I think he should be 65 or 67. I think he almost 40 years her senior. But guess what? The mom was the one that pushed this wedding. So when things got tough, the dad said, but I told you, this man is a wealthy man. Wealthy men don't respect women that come on in a relationship later in life because they know most of them come for the cake. So that's why he's treating her like that. But like I said, he's another Hakimi. He just did it in a whole different way because he's a renowned lawyer. He understands how the law works. And at the end of the day, she will walk with nothing. Guess what? Yesterday, she went back home because it looked like she consulted some lawyers and they said, no, man, the way the guy settled this thing here, you will be walking away with nothing. So just go back and enjoy the luxury cars, the private jet, but just know that when he calls it quit, you are walking away with literally nothing. So I call him the political version of Hakimi, because now he's a sitting senator in Nigeria representing Delta State. So I just thought I passed with that story on Sktv. It teaches a moral lesson.
Thank you, Monk. We'll come and get to it right now. Let's get to Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar, what's up?
Yeah, me. You, I don't know what kind of human being you are. Anyway, let me leave it at that. I just came on tonight to let you guys know that I won't be available tomorrow and tonight because I'm having a meeting with my political leader for the convention we have in Europe. I've been trying to contact you people for ages.
Yeah, we'll talk, Mr. Dollar. Sorry, we'll talk.
So you people never responded. I wanted you people to cover up. So I just came up tonight to tell you guys that. So sooner or later, I'll be having a meeting with my people now.
I will call you, Mr. Dollar. Sorry, I missed your call. I think we spoke briefly, but I told you I was going to call you back.
Yeah, you did not do.
I will call you, Mr. Dollar. It's my fault. I take full responsibility. I'm sorry. I will call you. But you say you don't know what kind of human being I don't know what's going on.
Because you said to me, "Oh, Mr. Dollar, I will call you back. I will call you back." I've been waiting for ages.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Anyway, so
I'll call you.
You
know the political people there will not put value on our life. I can value. I'll call you. Yeah, you're the politician there. You got to run around too.
You hear that?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Dollar. Thank you so much.
So by 8 o'clock, I will be quitting.
Okay, no problem. Well, let me go to that. Let me go to what Monk said. Let me go to that story that Monk brought up. I think it's a very interesting thing. It's across the world and across the globe. First thing first, I want to establish is this. I know some of you will get vexed with what I'm about to say, but for me to be very honest with you, I don't say things because I want people to agree with me or not. It's up to you. You want to agree. I'm not looking for supporters. The thing what I say might be the civilized or educated people can call it orthodox. That means the traditional thing you can hear or you like to hear. And I'm not here to make you like to hear me. I'm here to say the truth. The same way I just said. The fact that our traditional people could not kill this guy, they're useless. They need to be out of the budget. And I stand by that. But that's beside the point. The point I wanted to make on this issue is this. Any young girl who chooses to marry an old man, you are a loser on both sides. Let me say again. Any young girl who chooses to be with an old man, you are a loser on both sides. If you think you're smart, you're wasting your time. If you think you're smart, you're wasting your time. First place, you are a loser when you have a child with an older man. It is highly probable, or whatever it is, that child, something will not be correct about that child. Yeah, imagine a 3-year-old man pregnant a 20-year-old girl. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean for the 3-year-old. You know how old your sperm is. You know how old your gene is. You understand the implication? You do understand that? You think age a joke? Age got implication too. So that means the child already get one question there. But I leave that part. The other part also, when you sleep with a man, especially if you're not protected, do you know how long that man's sperm, or we call it cement? We call it cement. Do you know how long that cement can stay in you? Do you know how much it has the impact to even affect the child or even affect things that are in you or whatever in your system as a woman? Do you know that? You have no clue. You have no clue. So you have been partying right, sleeping with the papa then, yeah? You who get a go party. Most of the rich old papa then or whatever, let me tell you something. They ain't involved with medicine yet. And that you the using. Now I'm making your life when you lead an old man, they can just be useless. Yeah, you know that. They finish eating your future. I gave you direct code, and I get to lie to you. You don't believe it in your business. Now I'm making, even when you go to young boy, you get work because your past. How the hell in the world do you a young girl take out your clothes in front of your pa? Your pa age group. Think about it. Or man who can Regina Daniel that man she married.
You talk about grandfather. Woman, you're 20, man, you're 60. Talk about pa. That's grandfather.
I'm saying her pa age group. I'm saying her pa age group. Can you imagine? You see your pa, you go to your pa, and you're afraid for your pa to even go to the bathroom in front of you. But you can go to your pa age group and take out your clothes from your pa age group. You see your man again? And y'all know Bible, y'all the Bible people there. Y'all think about the swear that follow behind you. You know that swear behind you. Let me tell you what the swear that behind you. You remember the guy that God took from Sodom and Gomorrah? You remember that story? Remember now you're the dig on there, that you're involved with chair and Christian Bede. You're dig on the talk. Don't be afraid, you dig on. And when you get
a lot.
For you to say penance, you are passing around, let us say you can get some, you're passing around in circle, talking for the answer that question, that lot. And you got to have a lot. Okay. The only one you're passing and teach you is when Lot left Sodom and Gomorrah and they went in the mountains.
Yep.
You know what Lot did? You know what Lot 2 daughters did? Lot 2 daughters they said to they said, in order for to keep our family new, we'll sleep our past. So they made a baby child.
Yeah. Yeah. The people got folk.
And you know what God said today? God, you know you have a Lot daughter there? You know you have a Bible again? No. The story closed. They closed them up. So what I'm saying in essence is this. You're a young girl, and most of you who sleeping with older men that are making your life and you're going anywhere, and your life will not go nowhere. You'll get sweat behind you. You will suffer for the rest of your life. You'll get sweat. I say, get this. Who takes that away about that thing? Get this. Get this. And the sad part about it, most of you are with the older men, you are using them for the money. You get small burden like sleeping with on the side. Why are you giving yourself that time? That's uselessness to the highest. They don't want ready for you. We don't want to tell you what time it is. Y'all be behind God parent. You see how your whole life looking funny? I told you it's a disadvantage for any young woman. You think you're smart. You get the money from that old man. You really think you're smart. You know the consequences behind it. You know what kind of thing that you're carrying behind you. Do you know? Do you understand the consequence, the long-term impact on your life? Do you have any clue? Do you have any clue? When we say the thing, you'll get there. When we say the one, you'll get there. But I'm telling you today, the way how your life going now, it is because of some of the things that you put your hand in. And I'm saying it to you. I know an older guy who confessed to me, who told me personally that when they were in government, especially in that laboratory, part of the medicine law was that they had to lay down on with a woman, with a younger girl, and they would tap into your future. You're passing around that country, you're thinking that sport, you're thinking that good thing, you're really thinking that good thing when we talking, you're getting there. You'll be passing around. Some of you out there, you will suffer on the sun.
But Chairman, what you are saying, I think it is only unique in Africa, though. I think
no. Regina Dana in Africa, brother. Leave that story. Regina Dana in Ghana, she not in Africa. I was still starting doing it here, my brother. Do you know that somebody don't get it in America? They're passing around looking for all rich.
You mean
they
say they happening
there? This mindset in their country, instead of working a job, they will take care of themselves and move their life forward. They're not doing it. They're looking for all white rich men that they can marry in their mind. That he will die and they will take over. What kind of liability mindset you guys are passing around with? Nothing serious you want to do in your life. When we talk in your life. Me, like I say, I call it as it is. I don't go behind how to talk. I don't gossip. I'll be passing around. They're
definitely right. Social issue enter Bible. Why don't move people?
Yeah, so
we're almost in an hour. I think we can transition now before we go to the.
Yeah, so that we can move. But without more to you and Steve, I think you people don't know everything you're right, because you know these things. For me, somebody can live their life. That, for example, they finish living their life and they finish all their life, and they come and live yours.
No,
I mean, I've been seeing into all of these things that younger people, they will allow for older people to come and live their life after they finish living there. Yeah.
I beg you, yeah. Me made a statement. I beg you, I'll tell you what to you. Somebody said maybe one of those Judah, dear Steve Bar. Let me say it to you today. Let me say it to you. First of all, unless I don't know, if I ever be with a woman and you been with an older man, especially somebody who's my pa age or my great grandfather age or my grandfather age, I will leave you. You're not bringing out your swear to me. A useless life you live, that means you can't live it. You still can't operate with me with useless. The day I get to know that you slept with an older man who can burn you and burn your power, burn your mind, you gotta go. Carry out your uselessness somewhere. I will leave you. Oh, yes. What are you talking about? You know, B-boy. I'm a B-boy. I don't operate on stupid level. Leave that story, brother. I will leave you unless I know. The day I know, the day I find out, I will leave. If I leave, then are you born me? I will leave. So that
because the thing that Chairman, I meant to tell you sometimes, even the parents to these children, sometimes they can also put some of the children. Like for example, I have my daughter, and maybe my daughter sees someone, or maybe it's quote unquote someone giving her money, and she come and tell me, the first thing I will find her to disconnect her from that kind of funny thing, but because the parents too, they feel her, they want to use the child to make money. So at the end, look at Regina Daniel, see her age, and see that man, 63 years old man to 20 something.
Almost 40 years, 2 generations.
John Mayor, can you please give me let me say 1 or 2 words. Please. Steve is saying the hard truth. But what I can tell him, he might expect a lawsuit shortly from the other people, because you know something we call block-up. When you're making the people block-up short, they will sue you. To be honest, if you as an elder person, you respect yourself, don't go for woman who below 10 years between you and her. It's not necessary. It's a complete disaster. You will never have a peace. You can be rich, you can be whatever. You will never have peace with that woman. The woman will just be there to find some opportunity on you. Both of you will be fooling one another. The woman will be fooling herself, you the man too will be fooling yourself. More especially if you're not even a rich man, you are in a serious mess. So, people should desist from this kind of thing. When you know your age, go after your age group. If you want to go for a woman, at least 5 years between, the minimum should be 10 years between. But below that, forget it. But still, anyway, when you receive a lawsuit, don't be surprised.
Yeah, what about we'll transition to the politics, folks.
So, gentlemen, I will be leaving you guys then because I'm having a meeting with my people.
Thank you, Mr. Dollar.
Let's transition to the politics for maybe 5 minutes before we turn it over to Milburn. Milburn, baby, please don't leave. We'll turn it over to you today, I beg you. Please. We're holding your feet. So when the time ready, just signal us and tell us it. That's it. I don't care who's talking, please. But folks, let's turn to the politics really quick. A lot of interesting thing going on. There seemed to be, I don't know how true that publication is, Joseph Yuman Boaka's son on a yacht. I know that the honorable mayor, honorable Yeke, I know that him or not, but honorable, I owe you a call. I know I'll pay the phone with you.
But on some days, man, honorable.
But also, serious note, I'm not sure that Joseph Yuman Boaka's son, we're still doing the investigation to 100% ascertain the truth, because what we say here is very important. People respect us. But if that is Joseph Yuman Boaka's son who rented a yacht, we have a problem on our hands. That's one thing. Another thing that's interesting also, another thing that's very, very interesting also, that we are joking with, I think the lawmakers 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 times now they've gone to work and the lights have gone off on them. I know people will say, well, it not happened before or whatever it is. Okay. Another thing that I found also interesting is the new Minister of State, who appeared to not know about the 10 million, again, I said appeared to not know about the 10 million construction in Lofa County. That in itself, it's not like he new to the Ministry of State. No, it's not that. He's been around. He was there. Yeah. Yes. So those are very, very concerning issues. But yesterday, I listened to you guys briefly talk about the report that came out. And I think the United Party trying to divert or go away from the conversation or whatever it is. So these are things that we'll delve into when we get back. Monk, quickly, 1 minute or 30 seconds, then we'll turn it over to Milburn and Mr. Dollar quickly, then we'll turn it over to Milburn.
The U.S. business climate report was one we talked about. We didn't go lengthily into it. We didn't go into
it.
Two stories caught my attention today. or it was posted on Facebook. I think Fanatikova had officially submitted a social safety net bill, which I found comical and more political because he was speaker. We know some of the things he's calling for. I don't know how they came up with the idea of 25 million, because when you come up with a policy or issue, you call it a safety net, you got to do some assessment. I don't know how they came up with the 25 million, because the last time I checked, there were more people that were in need of rent, sending their children back to school. So you're talking about almost more than half of the country. So if you really want to provide a social safety net, how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to finance the program? And how you came up with 25 million, and most especially for a man that ended up taking more incentive and perks from the very same budget. And the second one is Nathaniel Mange calling for accountability and fighting corruption, because he believed the Nigerian guy or Arthur Enze that bought a few of the oil blocks that flip it and walk away with 200 million. He calling for some 200 million like agricultural investment, some program. So we'll get back to it when we come from the news break. But those are
Mabel, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mabel, are you ready? So we can hear from Mr. Dollar quickly. Mabel, you ready for us?
Yeah. Yeah, let me just do my question so you guys can go. Concerned about the 10 million, these are the joke story. The government is not serious, but when a responsible government take over tomorrow, that 10 million case will be investigated. So how I see it to be, because from now on, from the president down to the higher hierarchy in unity parties are aware of whatever going on. So it's not necessary to hear your ear on that. For the social issue, let them take the real trend. If you want to solve up the social problem, start over the social housing system. When you do that, you will take the people off the street. The homeless people, those that cannot afford appropriate rent, they will be able to occupy this area. Talk about daily before, and you solve some problems. That's why I can say, gentlemen, I'm leaving you guys because I'm having a meeting now. Good night, Melbourne. Bye-bye.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Dollar. And folks, a minute and then moment from now on, we will be linking up with our news team to bring you the news bulletin. That means we're going to take a break, at least for 15 minutes. After that, we'll continue with the Sktv show up to 8 o'clock on tonight. If you're just joining us, indeed, this is how I would like to say a pleasant good evening and welcome to the Thursday edition, the 23rd of October, the 10th month, and the year remains the same, 2025. There we go, people. Thanks to all of you. Let's see our best to go for this break. And yeah. Okay, yeah. So Mark, hold on a little bit. Let me do some adjustment, please.
You guys should not giving up.
Yes, until
When did you launch the Go Slow Action?
it was launched on the 28th of July. From the 28th to the 31st, after the Go Slow, when worker went back to work, they go stop to us. We shouldn't enter. And in fact, they would dance up, or they will not get all a dance.
So
how Dama in the company telling people that we will not get a benefit $5. I will stay here, I suffer for the company, I work for good 12 years, I will not get a benefit. How Dama will not call me back to work. Joseph Walker will hear this. The whole world will know about
What
this.
do you want to say? Just find out.
Yes, what I want to say is that I want for the government to work because the say the government is in a pocket and they can say will go from place to place. Nothing will not come from inside, will not get benefit. Since worker will go with their empty hand, they will not get anything. So we are here today in the ministry for the ministry to help us. Let the government help us that our labor will not go in free.
Thank you for coming. So folks, welcome to DNS Liberia. Welcome to live from the grounds of the Capitol building, where you have a grieved workers of the tobacco company and the national bureau that's situated in Chikizu factory, who have come to a petition this government following some, according to them, some bad labor practice.
I went to the production. They can place what?
Okay. So, I mean, why are you here?
I'm here that the government came to the cause that it should really look into our case because the case went from since the 28th of July up to now we're not getting no understanding. So the Ministry of Labor said that they put all the ruling, but since then we can't hear anything. When we ask, they will tell us, they say, oh, you have to wait for 14 days. We ask, they say you have to wait for 30 days. And all the 14, 30 days, we have been waiting for a finish. So now we decided to come to the house, that the house will please help us, including the president. Please help us to resolve our issues because our children are not going to school. We are our landlords. They are giving us hard time for renting. So we are appealing to the government, we voted the government, but because of the of good things, we know that the government will do good things. Why the only people saying that? They not true. So we appealing to the government that they should please look into our case.
All right.
Because the only people say that the government is in their pocket, and we say we not believe it. So the government should please, the government should they also believe that yes, while the only people say it's true.
Thank you for talking to Smooth TV.
Okay, thank you.
So, folks, we're still here. Some of those aggrieved employees are not expressing their grievances. Yeah.
Yeah, hi there, sir. My name is Francis Asgani. I'm the local union chairman for Islam.
Okay, so it means that you are the president or the head of the group here.
Exactly, so I'm the head.
Why are we here?
We are here because we have been dismissed by the company. And then the Ministry of Labor came up with a decision that we should go back to work. The company should pay us for the time we stayed for. And then up to now, they cannot reinstate us. They cannot give out benefits.
So are you saying that everyone here from this end all the way to that end?
The company dismissed 66. We are even more than this, but some of our police are sick. That's why they were able to come.
Why were you guys dismissed? And when were you dismissed?
We were dismissed from the 28th of July. While we were dismissed, we carry on our action. That is the go-slow due to the violation of the BCBA that the company and OSAM. But then they don't want to comply by the agreement we filed in a complaint to the Ministry of Labor since April. We've been engaging the issue with the Ministry of Labor. We've been addressing the issue with the Ministry of Labor. And then the Ministry of Labor could not resolve the issue. So from the 28th of July, we went on go slow. We filed in for 48-hour notice strike. And then the Ministry of Labor came with the group. They said that the action that we took was legal. It was in line with the decent way. The government should reinstate us. And up to now, they cannot reinstate us.
So what are some steps you've taken since in fact you raised this concern and the company dismissed you? What have you been doing since then?
Since then, we have been home. As you can see, the struggle, we even lost one of our brother to JFK. He died because there was no hospital.
But
our children are outside. They are not in school.
You are talking about your dismissal and all of those things, but I see Councillor Copper Cross, the Labor Minister's name is on the back of the placards you have here. Why do we have that?
Because the reason we place his name on a placard because he is the Minister of Labor. He know of this case very well. But every time we bring this issue before Councillor Copper Cross, he will not put himself in the front page to resolve this particular matter. He always said deputy. All of the time from April, we've been judging the case up to today.
So you think that's the reason why his name should be mentioned on the placard?
On the placard. So we want for the Senate to invite Councillor Copper, invite the management and that of us and resolve this particular matter.
I did see you engage with the Senator Yaya Nugent of the Committee on Labor. It seemed the engagement did not go well.
Yeah, Senator Yaya said that he want to reopen the case. He might believe that he want to if he want to reopen a case, then that's mean it should be reopened by the Senate, not by the Labor Ministry again, to no longer carry the investigation. Because the Labor Ministry already been carrying the investigation from April 2025 up to now, it cannot be resolved. So Senator Yaya is telling me that he want to reopen the case. If you want to reopen the case, I will agree with him. But it cannot be reopened by the Ministry of Labor no more again. It should be reopened by the Senate. Let the Senate invite the management and invite the corporate, the Minister of Labor, and that of us, and open this particular matter and resolve it.
You told the senator that you guys don't have a lawyer. He said that's where the problem is, because you guys don't have a lawyer. That's why this entire case is where it is. What are you guys thinking on with respect to that? Have you tried getting a lawyer to pursue this case?
We don't have money. We are out of job. Our children are also. We don't have money, so we don't have a lawyer. We don't have money to pay a lawyer to fight this particular case.
So, following the engagement with the Senate today, what's the next course of action?
My next course is we want for the Senate to invite the management, to invite Councilor Kubokra, and that of invite our border union.
So, just in one of the deputy ministers of the Ministry of Labor.
Thank you very much.
All right,
President Daniel.
Okay, President Daniel, thanks for coming.
All right, so
So let me go and meet them. Let me know what they're doing.
Minister, I see you here this morning. Those workers have been here since this morning, calling on the government to at least make an intervention with respect to their dismissal. Are you here for similar purpose?
Yes, of course. I head the Manpower Department of the Ministry of Labor as Deputy Minister, and I was the one that had the hearing into the case, and I made my opinion. Wrote that, and I think that has not been implemented by the probably the management. And the next procedure is in 30 days they should be approaching the labor court to enforce the ruling that comes from the labor ministry.
And that's a major concern. They're calling for the enforcement of the rule. But I did hear one of the guys say that it's been over 30 days. Not true, is that?
So back, folks. Yes, we're back after the news bulletin. Mark, I know Steve will soon join us, but there are reports coming in from Nima that the two brothers who allegedly are bewitched, the men who have the issue now, they on the run, the traditional elders, they are looking for them. Yes, I think that's the latest news. Yes, indeed, that's the latest news that two of them. So.
Yeah, they got within part of that social issue. They may still won't give an update.
No, but it is interesting though. People want to know how the story will end because the two brothers. So according to the chief and elders, they make this announcement. Not too long, they say the chief and elders council of Nima County, which to inform the general public that Prince Duo and Bill Duo out of Maya Town are declared wanted for bewitching Christian Young, a citizen of Mayo. The two brothers Prince Duo and Bill Duo bewitch Christian Young. Prince Duo and Bill Duo are currently on the run after promising to heal the victim, Christian Young. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Prince Duo and Bill Duo should quickly inform the authority or citizens of Maya for their immediate arrest to face justice. So that's the latest news. Two brothers, they are on the run, but they got, those of you maybe who just followed this story, the guy was accused, the two brothers accused the guy for loving to their wife, and in fact, the man other does, and to another woman again, making them three in the same house. So because of that, the guys, or in fact, the two brothers, they went and bewitched him and make him to be in a situation. Yeah, so Stephen, move the politics.
Well,
another thing, but that's the latest news.
Yeah, we'll get to the politics quickly. Well, I can say this to you that based on the news, a state does not vindicate the Zos, Bodos, or whatever we call them, Budos, whatever title they get in that, bro. They need to do their job. They need to do their job. When you do your job, then we know that you're serious. For now, I stand by what I said. They are not serious. They're not serious, and they should not be included in the budget. Because we're not going to be wasting money behind. They can't be taking pay, you can't do your job. How you be taking pay, you can't do your job. So,
but Steve, the thing I'm confused about the Zoe and the Bodios, they want to play the job of law enforcement when they should be doing the traditional work.
Exactly.
The man from his problem first. When you come to here, arrest, you could do that. But you, Zoe, you calling for the man living by it because you're not able to perform your own ritual. It means
exactly.
You get the job done. It's not your job to play law enforcement. Your job is to get the man out of the terrible situation by using your traditional means. That's what you should be focused on. But you're talking about bringing a man. Like, why are you going to change about that? I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway,
and to add to Mark, Steve, this is a serious test. Let me be frank, even though maybe we'll say, yeah, social, you're passing social, but it's very serious that I think our government should also take into serious consideration. You can't do this to someone for almost 2 months now. The man still going through pain. So what happens if the man die? Then the traditional people too, who
they're not doing a job. They're poor useless. They're not doing a job. That means they're not doing a job. That leader, they're useless. They're not doing a job. They're not doing it. And they say that Chief Zanakawa was sick. He's always we talk about sick, so we get talk. Let me that story, man. But I know what's going on. They're not doing a job. But let's get back to the issue. I saw Amara Conan posting about Joseph Boakai send an important billion by in a code confused men and you only behave confused when you're compromised. But when you're straightforward and you know what's up, you got a line and you stand with your line, you don't go back and forth with it. Talking about Amara and Joseph Boakai submitted a bill to I didn't mean closing argument. I mean, what a gardening. Nora, you're right. I didn't mean closing argument. I mean, the funny show. No, I will not. No, I can't disrespect closing argument. Closing argument. We have closing argument with fact. Let me clarify quickly. I did not mean closing argument. I mean, cash reload. That joke that the guy going on over there. So, Nora, you're right. Thank you. I didn't. If I said closing argument, but it was a slip of tongue. I didn't mean closing argument. No. I'm talking about cash reload. And I play she here. That lady that played the Gambia, she left from Spoon. She went to cash reload or whatever it is. But let's go back. So the report on the investment climate in Liberia. Folks, we've been telling you, it is bad, whether you like it or not. It is disturbing for you to have the international community point out to your government that they take bribe, they are corrupt. Before it's troubling. Monk, I don't know what to say. It's a disgrace. To be honest, it's a disgrace. So I don't know which one of because investors around the world look at these reports to make their decisions. They look at these reports to make their decisions. So basically, from what I'm reading here, it's telling us that Liberia is not a place that you want to go invest. It is not
I mean, there are so many moving parts that we are not a country that is attractive to investment, or you don't want to risk in Liberia. And all these things come from the government own action. Like I said, they keep on money themselves. At the same time, talking about they want to bring investment to the country. No, you cannot. You don't understand the game. The man who's leading the country that is calling the shot, he does not understand these things. Every time, well, when other international agency or organization come up with a report, they are getting letting the rest of the world to know. It's not for us specifically because we already know what's happening on ground. It's all about State Department, the EU, and other international organizations around the world, and business organizations as well, to know what is happening in the country, whether it's poor infrastructure, the lack of how they call it, a trained or skilled labor force, whether it's about corruption, whether it's about undermining the rule of law, democratic governance. They get so many moving parts in the report that it's not good for Liberia. So all the things you'll be talking about the president trying to kind of get invested, like we said it on Sktv, you don't go out there chasing investor. When you get the work done on ground, investor will hear the news because they got people out there who are scouting, looking for. The same way you can look in the professional world, right? European clubs are made another guy. Like using football because football is something everybody understands in Liberia. You don't pack your bag in Liberia, put a boost in your bag, you're going to Europe to look for contract. No. The big teams in Europe got people that all around the world looking for talent. That's their full-time job. So once you get a talent, when you can prove that you are talented, they will come to you. The same way in the business climate. When your country got better business law and regulatory compliance law, good taxes, the ease of doing, like take a typical example, like in Rwanda, you can open a business in Rwanda within 6 hours. Why didn't they make it so easy to attract investment? Because paperwork is one thing. The bureaucracy that what businesses don't like. Businesses don't like too much regulation. When you make it easier for them to do business, they will bring money and invest. But in your country, everything that you need to put in place, you keep on the money yourself. Audit, no report, over-the-counter transaction, you steal from your own central bank, you steal from your own finance ministry, agriculture project, no here and take, road infrastructure project, no here and take, you go do audit, nobody, you get criminal court. So what happened when the man posted money to your country? You mean you can't even prosecute the people that will even steal your money in future. You don't have all your cases are bad law, your Supreme Court one that share in the bucket. You think that's where someone will look at and can put their money into. So you can keep making noise all you want. At the end of the day, you will not create jobs and businesses won't come to Liberia. That one I know for sure. I don't need a report to tell me that. I see it every day.
And this is where the problem lies when we say these things. How do you come out and say how do you come out and praise yourself on the reality? These are people who are doing independent study. They get no stake in Liberia to say, oh, we got to make sure we talk good for Liberia or we talk bad on Liberia. At the end of the day, it doesn't. But when you have a government who come on platforms and go around and praise themselves, the fact that your own surrogates got to start praising you, apart from the common people, is struggling. It shows a sign that you are in problem already. It's a sign that you are in problem already, and that's what I see the Unity Party doing. All they do, the people then pass around, people who are in government pass around and praise themselves all day. I know the senator from Nima Kante, Nyan. That is why some of them don't take the guys seriously.
Yep.
1 minute, the people at Asela Mintana doing good for the people of Nima Kante, but Joseph Boaga doing this for him. Joseph Boaga doing well for the people of Nima Kante. How? How is Joseph Boaga doing well for the people of Nima Kante? Show me and tell me. Prove it to us that Joseph Boaga government is doing well. So, I mean, I don't know, man. These guys are sending, it's one thing to be a party partisan, but when you start sending mixed signals and confusing things, I don't know, Monk.
Yeah,
I don't
it's not intentionally because they know, like I said, the one thing the politicians take into consideration is they know there are people that will be able to see through the nonsense and the BS, but they understand also that the people that are yet to understand anything, they are in the vast majority. They are in a bigger portion in terms of the number, maybe 75 to 80%. They don't care. They don't follow these things. Even when we say this thing on the radio, most people don't even process them. They could care less. That's why the politician. Can you imagine if a man like Magio will come and tell you, say he's talking about accountability, he won or review? How do you interpret that? So I think it's almost like a form of a mockery or insulting the Liberian people indirectly, but to make it seem like we are trying to fight for you because they know they're not fighting for them. But then why they will be engaged in this kind of activity? Like a man of Fanatic Kofa, right? We on this show we analyze 3 budget year, fiscal year, from I think 2023 to 2025, right? There was a man that is spent over the budget. Can you imagine the budget is a lot, but it went over the budget spending. He increased his office budget, whether he was a deputy speaker under his speakership. So Fanatic Cover, when talking about times are hard, the people need job, the government will intervene, got to cut down on wasteful spending, luxury car. Since when you got to realize that? You are one of the biggest criminals in the country. Matter of fact, it was the reason the majority of black king and took you out, because they believe you were making so much money that you were literally building a war chest to launch a presidential campaign, because you were spending over your own office budget. So now that you are not there, you want to propose a bill talking about social safety net. Since when you got to understand the issue of social safety net? Being one of the biggest, like I said, you one of the biggest criminals, because you are there in command. You are the one that put people on budgetary committees in the house. You are the one that increased the office budget, overspent. Then you want to tell me now you want to put in place a social. It's a mockery. It's like an insult to the average Liberian out there. That's just why it is. You're not interested in that. You get for the politics. Since when? How long have we been talking about cutting down on these useless overseas travel, your salary, your the perks and the benefit you get in all the gas slip? If you are so interested in social safety net, then you should have John Dillon, because it was Dillon that came up with the idea that it should be $5,000 across the board. Steve, I was just looking at something when I read that from Antikova put and put a laugh. I said, you know what, this country is really cursed for sure. I was doing some little analysis. The national budget of Ghana is $19 billion, right? Our budget is less than 800 million. When you really, because they always talk about budget shortfall. When you really look at the actual figure, I would say between 690 to 720 or 740. Okay, so it means the Ghanaian budget is almost 19 times greater than that of Liberia. The average lawmaker basic wages or salary, I won't say wages, is $2,500. Can you imagine a country with a national budget of 19 billion with a B? Our budget is less than $1 billion. I would say maybe $750 million. But yet our lawmaker made more than $5,000 more than the average Ghanaian lawmaker. So for Antikova, you know, you can fool the people of Grand Crew, or maybe you think that the vast majority of people are stupid, but that bill is just nothing but political theatrics. You are not interested in that. Maybe if another lawmaker push that, or if they can build a consensus like the rule of law caucus, because I haven't heard from them in a long time. I knew it was another story anyway. So until we get to that, but a guy like you cannot be the one pushing for such a bill. It's a mockery. It's an insult. That's just why it is. The same thing that the same case your uncle Mangio is making. He want accountability. He want to clamp down on corruption. My brother, you are a sanctioned criminal. How can you talk about accountability about a Nigerian man that came and flipped oil block and walk away with $200 million?
But Monk, let me tell you the truth. Even if Nathaniel Magio is a sanctioned criminal, I stand with him in this case for calling on this particular. You know why? Because the government now has the ability now to hold this sanctioned criminal. You know, let's start from somewhere accountable. Okay. Then maybe we can start looking at what he proposed and give it to somebody who's not sanctioned. You see what I'm saying? But if the government is complicit and they sit there and allow him to perfect such a bill, well, then I mean the government, unfortunately, our people from RGB voted for him too as well. Too. So you see how it's hard to really discuss this kind of thing on an international level, because you have a government who should have, since they took over, because these are some of the things that they campaign on. Like George, we now want to prosecute these guys, or they now want to open the cases on these guys. And so, as evidence by that, it allowed Magio to even run a campaign to be on the wing. You see it? So,
and the sad thing about the Magio story, Magio was sanctioned before he was even voted as a senator. Can you imagine that?
Exactly.
So the same people that voted for him, even they made excuses for his corruption. That saying he was spending the money abroad, it was okay for him to be corrupt. So Magio, both you and your supporter, you're contradicting one another. You cannot be an advocate of corruption when the people who put you into office justify your corruption. That's why I keep saying it's not about the message or about the intent and the people behind the message. If a man like Eka Koluba talking about, I want to scrutinize or Arthur Nze, okay, it makes sense. Or maybe he could put all the lawmakers together. But it cannot be from a guy like you, because a guy like you, your whole life epitomizes corruption. So you cannot be an advocate of corruption. Matter of fact, not only you, but the people who elevated you to be a senator, because you were sanctioned before you became a senator. It's not like you were already in office. No, they deliberately choose to vote for you, even though the signs were there and they justify your corruption. So don't tell me about corruption, because I think it's an insult to my intelligence. That's just why it is.
And these are some of the things that we're going to be talking. People get vexed over that here. They keep going in circles around themselves as opposed to addressing issues that make more sense. And when you bring up some of these conversations, how can the Unity Party make all this noise that Joe, we're not doing this, we're not doing that? They come and play. There's Nathaniel McGill. You have all rights to go after McGill.
Yep.
You know, and when I be you, it was an American who brought this. Okay, let them provide the evidences and y'all go through the case. At least let's give him a day in court. Serena Sifa has said he wants the same thing. And you got Samuel Twe and all these guys. And there's so much thing that you don't want to hold, you want to hold the guy accountable. The current government wants to do what is right or whatever it is. This is the perfect opportunity, to be honest. This is an opportunity to have the conversation. This is an opportunity to ensure that you're holding these guys accountable. But these guys are not interested in this thing. They're interested in making it, and they utter easy thing. Yeah. Let me just be honest with you. Is this a point coming from the United Party? Because it was only the same United Party that this guy was introduced. Now they're bringing this guy back again to do the same thing that he did to the Liberian people. Yeah. But here's the interesting part. Here's the interesting part before maybe you respond, we'll go to Melbourne to take some calls. Here's the interesting part. The Liberian people are saying sitting and they're complacent. This is the thing I don't get. The Liberian people are sitting and they say they will wait for 2029. What kind of people are you guys? What thing y'all can get vests? What thing can make your vest?
Nothing.
You fought war. What thing? I just don't understand. I don't understand. Nobody said go for a war. Nobody said go overthrow. Nobody. You can't stand for your own rights. You can't go boss and say this will not happen. You're more than the police in our country. You're more than the army in our country. If you're all rise up, even those in the opposition, I see everybody get far apart. They're not willing to stand together. Oh, look, it has to come a time where you cross some balls and say, no, this is not going to happen. Because after easy is not coming to benefit you. I can tell you that for a fact. And you're sitting, nobody initiating anything, nobody taking any kind of step, nobody serious about it. So it's just confusing and complexing. So Monk, go ahead, please. It's very perplexing, to be honest.
Well, it's more than perplexing and frustrating. That's why I keep saying the politicians are not to be blamed. The voters are to be blamed. Let me tell you something. Why you think under our new administration, even though the Unity Party people playing it or describe the weird government as being irresponsible and corrupt, that they were state looter, they were involved in the money laundering activity. Okay. Why is Arthur Inze back in the news? Why is Iboma and Eton now coming back into the story? Because they understand one thing. The more illegal businesses they bring to the country, because don't forget, when you bring a multinational corporation to your country, like the Meta Steel, they are selling, these are multinational, these are legitimate businesses. Even the U.S. government can also scrutinize their activities, they kind of a deal that is done because they got to pay taxes too, even though they operate in Liberia, right? So they got to scrutinize the State Department. That's why they got to put their business interest. When you bring this overnight shady corporation to Liberia, it means that they will get more kickback. Most of the money will end up in our politicians and our lawmakers' pocket. That's why every criminal deal is always in the news. You look at our company, like the Eton, that were delisted from the Singapore registry as a business with our office, and you're telling me you wanted to give them a contract that worth more than $400 million. The contract, the size of the contract between Eton and Iboma alone will cost almost $1 billion. This is why those guys were willing to put our risks at the country expense to illegal companies and companies that have history of shady deal. When we want to do the background check on the Iboma, they have problem in Burkina Faso, they have problem in Niger, they have problem in Mali, they have problem in Africa. All their contracts always got something sketchy. Why would these people be suffering in Liberia? Because your politicians understand one thing. The people who care less about what's happening in the country, they can steal and get rich over there and they can get more kickbacks. So their job is not to attract legitimate businesses, they always to attract these shady corporations. And the same thing we saw under the Taylor administration too. It's not new to Liberia. The greater diamond, all the funny because he was under sanction, right? So he couldn't attract any multinational or legitimate business. One guy doing some diamond business for Africa, somebody in Guinea-Bissau. These are the kind of criminals we attract to our country, and it's the same thing that keep happening in Liberia. Nothing going to change, my brother. It's the same old. That's just what it is, man.
Maybe it's up to you. For you,
So Steve, let me add up to you and Mark. I think people have said everything, and that's good. I heard you talking about the Unity Party now waiting to maybe persecute or maybe to go into all of the allegations, accusations, and so forth. I think myself, I've been thinking because maybe moving forward, 2026. These are questions we'll be asking as to how far, where are we when it comes to all, because you accuse people of doing terrible things according to you. And the same people that you accuse, the people say, okay, we turn power over to you, you win elections, we give you all of the power, all of the authority. You have everything under your control or under your watch for you to take the people to law through the evidence and the evidences and so forth and everything that you have to take the people to law. Even if the court here in Liberia can't judge the case, take the people to ECOWAS court. Even if ECOWAS court can't judge the case, take the people to the World Crimes Court. But you sit back like nothing is happening. You sit back like you don't care because you too alleged that you are also downing and whining, and you know that maybe some of these things that you said before, quote unquote, maybe it may not be true or it was not true. So you are afraid. Now you make Liberian people to believe that maybe all of you, you're just playing politics with their lives. Because you can accuse people of killing auditors. Like, for example, that people kill, allegedly, they kill auditors. And the people that you accuse of killing people, they're passing around. They're having celebrations. They are celebrating. They sleep sound every day and night. But you are still saying this thing that our government is different from your government. And I don't understand when sometimes when the people want to be talking the way they say these things, like, our government is different from the government. The government, our child play government. Now our government is serious. How will we believe that your government is serious, Steve? How will our neighbor explain the kind of story tomorrow to my children that yes, indeed, CDC government was accused of so many things, 16 billion, 25 million, killing or to the Mason board, this and that. All of these kind of cases, accusations, allegations today. No one person. Jefferson Koji, name was up and down. So sometimes when I see the behavior of our politicians, it's like when we're not careful, they will plunge their country into chaos instead of us accusing the citizen. Because the politicians, Steve, let me frank, I mean my brother very right? Let me frank, Steve. These politicians, they are the ones that continue to create unnecessary tensions and chaos just because they want to jump from side A to side B, or they want to come to power and steal or loot the country. So, my brother, I don't get some of these things because by now we are almost ending this, in fact, going to the end of year 2 of this government. No one person in prison. Anyway.
I beg, let me say this. Let me say this part. To be honest with you, me personally, people can choose what kind of words they want to use. But me personally, I try to stay away from using the word politics when I see people being very evil and deceptive. I call it evil as opposed to politics. I call it deception. I call it lies. I call it fakery, because this is not politics. They're not politics that they're doing. They're not politics that they're doing. Basically, they're lying both ways. You can't come and say, drug were in the country and they kill the auditors and I don't want to do that one, don't want to do that one. Then you come by the same thing that you criticize, you say that the same Igbo man into looting that you talk about, that the same thing you bring in. That's not politics. That's not politics. That is not politics.
People, our traditional people, our elders, they are all sitting and watching these things. What kind of country that you want? You say you want a peaceful. People accuse people. Okay, so what happened tomorrow if those people that are being accused come on and say, okay, so you people maybe accuse us and no evidence, this and that. You postpone our name. We too, we will stand up and do this and do that. What's going to happen?
But even interesting. Let me say this. I let it torso. I let it balance my conversation. Even more interesting to know. Even more interesting to know between me and you. The opposition are not even united to hold this government accountable to do what is right. No. They're more than Unity Party partisans. I'm not, let me tell you something. I'm not saying they should get into any kind of formal collaboration. That's not my thing. I don't care what they choose to get into. However, there are some things that they can collaborate on. There's some things that they can work on. You know, the other time I listened to Yeke, And Yeke was making some very good statement. These guys need to be serious. And I like his stand that he took. That yes, Yeke should not make anybody feel complacent that they already got him or whatever it is. No. If these guys don't show any level of seriousness, stay away from all of them. Because at the end of the day, this is going to be a repeated cycle. This is getting tiring. We're in a new generation. And that time when you can't get somebody 12 level of your life and fool around, get another person 12 level of your life, you've added 24 years to your age. Let us say you're getting any younger or whatever it is. Nobody got time for that foolishness. Nobody has time to sit around and allow a group of people to come and get rich and reach their children, the next generation, on your backs. So the opposition needs to get serious. There are some things that they can agree on as oppositions that will hold the government accountable on. And this is the trend that need to be on. They need to operate in a serious manner. Nobody say again on a formal deal.
But Steve, to even add up to you, let Musa Bedete today, he was played by the government. How many opposition people that you ever saw standing up, or even to do you know that sometimes some of the government or officials or supporters, they will call behind the scene and say, no, we don't really like what really happened to the mobility. You know, we see the way they are behaving. For some of us, we are not happy. They're not happy. Some people in this government, they're not happy. But because they will always say, oh, you know, it's politics. You know, what kind of politics that will destroy our society? What kind of politics is that? And they just tell them, my brother, it's terrible. Let's be frank. But they will not, our people out there, they will not see all of these things. You that will come on the radio to talk about these things, that you, they will vent their anger on, that you, they will see like, in fact, you are the one who creating maybe maybe all of the tensions and so forth. No, but there are tensions out there. The reason why people are better today is because there is no justice. People lie on other people allegedly they feel that in fact that they were accused falsely. They won't talk about the sanction issues. Yes, and so many people they are willing to even go to court. So many people they are willing because it is about their name and the name of their children, the name of their family. So they want to go to court so that the court can tell them as to whether they are guilty or not. But you say no, my man, don't go to court, forget it. That thing is politics. That thing we don't get evidence or it's not true. What? But again, my brother, for me, to your last statement, all of the opposition or what kind of position that you're talking about, my brother, Liberians and they are quite to get hungry. Attitude, behavior that in them. Liberian men, they quite to get hungry. They quite to, in fact, they quite to give up. That's why I don't trust no activist. I don't trust nobody anymore because all of these people, they are all fake. They will just come out 1 minute. They say, we're standing up with what? We
activist. Martin Colley, who later in you were flying from place to place. You not get where to do how you flying is allegedly that government money, other people then supporting from to the government or whatever it is. He moving around, calling and say activists from EDSA. That make any sense to anybody? And I see they don't want to passing around with him and breaking on anything. Oh, say they want to do that. I just look at to take the people are not even serious. Okay, you brought a government to power now. Why EDSA? You brought a government to power now. Why you saying EDSA? The government that was chasing you, they're no longer there. To tell you that the people don't make any sense.
I want to tell you, you cannot bring the people who bring the politics, to bring the people who are there, the vast majority of people who are there. Let me give you a typical example. That's one of the reasons we cannot get a result that we want. That's why you got low participation.
Mark, let me ask, what do you really want for the people to do? Let me ask you this question today, because most of the time you always want to see the people.
Maybe the reason you vote because you want certain things put in place. That's what politics is all about. When you hear they say politics interest, it's not about personal interest, it's about the collective interest. The government who say they can create jobs, the one who say they can make the country better. People look at the candidate, their background, what they bring to the table, how they vote, right? When you vote, your job in politics is not to predict what will happen in the future. But when the person you put in power prove that they are now worthy, then you stand up and say, you know what, I'm going to do something differently. That's what politics is all about. Like, let me give you a typical example. Some people got a problem with DeLong, right? But at least if you can criticize DeLong and start looking for an alternative or looking for something better, then it makes sense. But you cannot sit there. All the ills of society you claim to be against, you indirectly support them. Then when they can cry, oh, we are against. No, you are not against corruption. No. You cannot be against corruption and vote for people who were sanctioned for criminal behavior. You cannot be against corruption when a report comes and you think breaking down a party headquarters is more important than $700 million after almost 40 years. It tells you that you are not serious. And you cannot be against, or how they call it, corruption, and talking about moving the country forward, and be considering people that have proven to be a failure. Then it means the politicians are not the one auditioning. You are the one that is not ready for business.
But the question you asked, the question you asked is a good question. Monk even making it to low farm. You supposed to tell me you serious, and you said, Joe, we had an option to come back. You serious for you, Melbourne? Any serious-minded group of people supposed to be sitting now and say, Joe, we are coming back. That the discussion was supposed to be having. If the Liberian people were serious to move their lives, Mama, hold on, let me finish. You ask a question, Mama. You can't ask a question, then you be interfering with people answering it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No serious-minded person living in Liberia or other Liberia will consider Joe Weah as an option to be president in Liberia. Nobody, I don't care whether you man or you woman, get vexed with me, say what you want to say. But this is to tell you that in your brain, you are retrogressive. That means you are going backward in your brain. You are going backwards. What are you talking? Why are you making a lawyer to say that Liberian people not get no other option? What thing Joe Weah can do? What did he not do? You get him president, say he failed. A Ballon d'Or person who want high own money, live his life uselessly, and you want to come and tell me what? You want to tell me that Joe Weah will come and change anything in Liberia? You don't make any sense. Anybody who thinks that way, I don't care your level of education, I don't care how old you are, I don't care whether you're male or you're female, you are retrogressive in your mind. You are not serious. You are not serious. The money that we're discussing today in our country that is stolen or whatever it is, I don't know who regime was stolen. That Jesus regime?
Which money?
The report that came out in a few days.
That report, I'm not saying they talk about money ban or something. They talk about from
the other report. Other report. Most of the corruption that was the most recent ones. The most recent ones. It's mostly attributed to the Joe Weah-led government. Because the Joe Weah-led government was very corrupt, criminally minded, starting from George Weah. But you don't like the truth.
Yes. So Steve, for me, when it comes to other democracy, I don't want to say other people shouldn't come back. If it were so, then Donald Trump won't have been president anymore. But because it's democracy,
they accuse you openly on the show. They accuse you openly on the show that you're part of the problems.
Well, Steve, I'm talking about democracy. I'm not saying it is the right of every Liberian to participate into every democracy or maybe
I agree with you.
Yeah, we're talking about democracy.
I don't have no issues.
We're not talking about democracy.
We're
not talking about democracy here.
What?
We're not talking about democracy here. You see, this is the problem we have. Because people who know what is right and what is truthful will never man up or woman up to say, you know what, it's time for us to move on.
So
you ask your own question, bring about it, you talking democracy. So that democracy you ask, a democratic question you ask.
I don't want us to be too emotional into everything. Let you get
no, I don't know emotion. That's fact talking here. You know, answer the question you put to the wall. You are put to the wall. What emotion? There's no emotion. We're talking differently.
You're not becoming emotional, and you have to slow down with that because it's democracy. So people will participate. Even the Joseph Boga stated that he found his corner opportunity, and Liberian people voted for him.
And I won't say.
But you are the one making the argument that we are making. The argument is not about democracy and people's choice. We're just talking about you are not serious manner when you bring someone who is proven to be a failure in power. That's what we're saying.
Exactly.
We're not saying if you believe in Jama, you can go and vote for him, but don't come here and complain because it means mentally you have a problem and you're not serious for life. That's what we're saying.
You can be serious.
No, you cannot be serious. No, you cannot be serious.
No,
you cannot be serious.
We were bashed on their show for supporting Donald Trump. Steve and Mr. Cannon and the rest of
Let me tell you something. That whole Donald Trump argument is a whole apple to oranges.
No,
Donald Trump was re-elected because Donald Trump did far better than the man who claimed to replace him. The Americans cannot fool. We got data, we got number, we got economic data. In the case of Libra, it's the total opposite. The apple and oranges. That's why Donald Trump came out and won in a landslide. Because people noticed what they saw in here 4 years as compared to the man who succeeded.
I disagree.
So there is no argument. With that. In the case of United Party and CDC, you cannot make that argument. They are proven failures. So it's not about democracy, it's all about choice. So when you come here and say, oh, we want for the country to move forward, want to fight corruption, no, you are not serious, that's a lie.
So,
because the people who you
so
are
that means more. So that means if you get CDC and now the United Party out of the way, that means Labrador move forward? Is that what the two of you are saying?
It's not a guarantee for Labrador to move forward, but it's a hard. No, don't say good. No, don't take.
What's the question?
I don't let them take partial answer. When you vote for a candidate, you are not 100% guaranteed to get result, but there are higher probability. If you want to take a risk in life, right? It makes sense for me to try somebody else. Even if the person will become a failure, United Party and CDC cannot be part of the conversation because they are already proven to be failures. So if I'm voting Tewan Gonglo, there are probability that Tewan Gonglo could fail also, but I will take a chance with him because he's not proven yet. So we're in a war, right? That how you, maybe when you take a car to come to work or you take a keke, right? There is a probability that you can get in an accident and die. But every day you still take the risk to get on keke because you know at the end of the day there is a high probability that you will get to your destination. That's why you can risk yourself to get in the car. You cannot go on a motorbike that already proven to be an accident that is not even mechanically sound to go and get on it. Then that one, it becomes stupidity. It makes no sense because you already know the condition of the motorbike. You know that when you get on that motorbike, you will crash. So why would you go and get on it again? How?
Well, to answer a question, and you ask a question. What a question about Joe? We say again. I didn't get that part of the question.
Ask the two of you whether if you get rid of, or maybe if the two political parties maybe back off from any elections, will Liberia move forward? Because I really want to know whether is the two political parties at the problem, or is the leadership or the country or the system we have, it is a problem. So first
of all, let me be clear about certain things. I don't believe United Party or CDC are bad people. I don't believe UPist, all of them. I don't believe all the seditionists are bad people. I don't want to believe so. I'm not going to put any kind of blanket statement on them. They are all Liberians and so forth. I believe if George Weah and Joseph Yuma Bwaga get out of the picture, we could have a better shot at getting a better leader or somebody different who will change the dynamic of the country. Because you know what? George Weah and Joseph Bwaga have proven to be corrupt, inept, incompetent, unserious, jokers, irresponsible, unreliable. And these guys getting 100 years, they will never change anything because they don't have the ability to do it. They don't have the capacity. I'm telling the truth. Melbourne, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something today. You can let George Weah all you want. You can let Joseph Bwaga all you want as human being. It doesn't mean that George Weah and Joseph Bwaga will be responsible. No. That's not something that they will do. So liking somebody or admiring them does not necessarily equate to that person being capable of doing a certain thing. I let George Weah go play football. I let George Weah on a social level. I like him. Don't get me wrong. I like him on a social level. But to take control and put in your hand, or to get him money to say he will do responsible thing, or to take Joseph Bwaga. I like Joseph Bwaga as an older man. He's from local country, he's from a country. I like him. I got nothing against him personally. But I believe 100% that anything that comes to leadership, anything that comes to responsible thing, anything that comes to making decisions that will benefit the people of Liberia, they don't have the capacity. They can never in this lifetime have the capacity because they had an opportunity to do what is right. They refuse to do what is right. Over and over again. And as we speak now, what did Joe Weah doing? Ain't he passing around acting the fool again? You see him doing anything?
Let me just check before the time, because when I just want us to make little sense out of everything before we go. So the reason why I was asking this question is that because one party ruled the country for nearly 100 years, for nearly 40 plus or something years, and today we stay backward. We back off, we backward, we back into everything I think about. So I come in, I know you're checking quickly before we go. The reason why I'm asking all of the questions today, Liberia going this way, for me, I don't want to shift the blame to say, oh, it's John Brown, it's Peter Paul, it's Annie, it's this. The only issue that for me I have personally is that we're in a money war and seeing these things, instead of doing the best thing, we close our eyes and decide to be corrupt. The people even into oppositions, they are corrupt. The one that in the government, they are also corrupt. The system is terrible. For me, that all I can say, and good night. You people can chip in and go home for the day.
Hold on, move on. Then you just made a case that we made because you keep switching and going around. We told you the Liberian people are not serious in terms of making decisions. You come, you say, "Man, I'm blaming the Liberian people. We might blame the system, we might blame the politicians." But you come here making the same case. If the Liberian people had not made a decision, serious decisions, let's just say from 1980 till today.
But when you were serious now, Steve,
When you
all the decisions are short decisions.
Let me tell you, let me tell you how I know that they're not serious. You support somebody because you like them. Who told you that how you can support somebody? Who told you that's why it should be about? You support somebody because they're popular. Who told you that popularity in politics or that why you support somebody? Who told you that? This is why I tell you, say, and I will continue to say it. Anybody want to take it personal in the business, I don't care. But I will continue to tell you that the people who support Joseph Boakai for presidency and Joy Weber presidency, they have a retrogressive mind, which means they bring going beyond. Let Ima what the Ghanaian voice, Vice President Jeremiah Kun, they bring going down the drain.
Yep.
Because you don't make any sense.
It doesn't.
You don't.
Almost like we're looking for a speaker. Then I say I want to nominate Fanatico to be speaker.
Yeah.
Then something happened to me. Then it means something must be wrong with me mentally. That's
all right, Joe. So we gotta go. Yeah, we have
so Melbourne, before we go, 1 second. Folks will be on tomorrow. We'll be on tomorrow. Thank you so much for those of you who joined us today. We'll be on tomorrow. Again,
the show, man.
If you support Joseph Boakai and Joy, we have a presidency, your brain is going down the drain.
No. Miami will take it back. In fact, tomorrow you take it back. Making you take it back.
Take it back.
Good night.
Take it back.
The presidency was pretended to be a filler for the end of it, and that was exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think Melbourne left, folks. Tomorrow will be on by the grace of God.